Hello and welcome to my channel on the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's on the hook today. And today there are a lot of things on the hook, but I hope that you're having a great week before Christmas. I know it's time to get everything ready to cook and all of your presents wrapped up. If you celebrate that way, if you celebrate Hanukkah, I think today's the first day of Hanukkah. If you celebrate other celebrations, then I think that's awesome. This is a great time of year, and that's why we call it Happy Holidays, because they're holy days for all the people in different religions. So it's a great way to call it the Happy Holidays time. And I hope that you're having a great week before Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and otherwise I hope you're having a wonderful time with your family and friends and having people over maybe, or just sitting in a chair and enjoying the quiet. You never know. There are a lot of great movies on now too. It's a Wonderful Life and all those other wonderful Christmas movies that are fun to catch this time of year. So I think it's a lot of fun. Mr. On the Hook and I try to watch at least 2 or 3 different ones at Christmas every year. It's sort of a tradition with us, and I hope you have some of those same traditions as well. Now, today, I'd like to wrap up a few things, talk about a few things, a couple of announcements, some progress on my whips, a new project, some bad news. I hate it, but I'll start with that later. Well, I go ahead and take care of that now. I got a special email to people who were signed up to Knitcrate, and unfortunately, Knitcrate is closed. They're not anymore, and I think I saw Creative Grandma already had a notice about this, but I wanted to tell you that they sent me this long email, and they closed just like Crochet Surprise. And I was very surprised to see that Crochet Surprise closed, but I understand their reasons, and Knitcrate had other reasons. They were 4 reasons, and I'll tell you what they are. They wrote me this email and said that they were having trouble with the pandemic which had ensued, and they were struggling with the supply chain issues, which are also attributable to COVID as well. Also, rising inflation and the prospect of a severe recession. These are words from their email, not my words, but I guess they're saying that some people dropped off their list, and with the trouble they were having getting yarn out the door, and people were complaining, which I never did. And I understand how it is when you have a small business and you have to depend on others to help you work your business and help it grow. And sometimes they let you down, and apparently that's what happened here. And I hate it that Knitcrate is closed. I was so disappointed and very surprised, actually, to see that email come in. But there you go. That happens to businesses some and a lot in the last couple of years. There have been a lot of people who just couldn't make it happen. So I feel bad for Knitcrate. They immediately quit their business, so they're not going to drag on 2 or 3 months. They have sent the last shipments out, and I have 2 of those here that I want to show you. And I'll just show them to you right now because I'm talking about Knitcrate. So the last shipment I received from them, which was the Malabrigo shipment, is this absolutely beautiful Dos Terras Dryad colorway right there. I don't know what that means, but this is a DK weight yarn, and it is it's merino wool and baby alpaca, 50 and 50. So it's very, very soft. This is what it looks like. And this is the colorway. Is that gorgeous or what? Love it. I always love Malabrigo yarn. I will continue to buy it, even though I won't receive it as a quarterly box from Knitcrate. I will continue to consider this when I want to make something really special. I will just order Malabrigo yarn because it is so awesome. It is just awesome. But this is what it looks like. It even has a little bit of yellow in there, which I thought was interesting. It's kind of a blue-green, but I don't have that many yards. I have 420 yards total. I balled one up, and this is what it looks like in the cake. But I have 420 yards of that, and it's a DK weight. So I'll figure out something to do with this. I might have to make maybe a summer knitted top. I would only need 400 yards of that, and of course I don't know how to knit yet, but that time will come. The time will come, and I will combine it with my crochet, because I know I won't give up crochet just to knit. That's not going to happen. There are too many great things about both types of craft that I really, really love. Now, this is the card that came with it, Forest of the Elves, and I think I showed this last month, which is when the Knitcrate box came out. And now this particular one is the last Malabrigo that I will receive, and they sent me another one of these books, which I dearly love. I've used the other one already. And it's just a notebook that's lined, and it has an elastic piece that goes around it. So in your project bag, it doesn't flop around and open up and all that, which I really like about this. It has a cute little piece of art on the front. Yeah, let me turn it there so you can see it. It's very, very simple, but very sweet. I really like it. And they're, you know, it's just a really nice book. It looks like wood. It's very pretty. That came in the Malabrigo crate, which was kind of unusual. They usually send other kinds of things, but that's, nope, neither here nor there. And then another knit crate that came from the regular knit crate, and I think this is December's box. It's the winter solstice, and the colors are very beautiful. They have different colors there. Sock club colors here, over here, and then the regular knit crate colors are there. And the thing about this is everybody got the same color, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because they were finishing up, and I guess that's what happens when you try to close your doors. You try to make everybody, at least you fulfill your orders. That's what they were doing. This is Nebula. That is the colorway of this, and it is 40% alpaca. Well, let me see. It's 40% Huskaya alpaca. I'm not sure if that's where they're grown. I imagine so. 30% wool, 30% Surrey alpaca. So it might be another part of the country where those animals are raised. I don't know. It's a worsted weight, 150 yards. And they actually sent me 3 skeins of this. I don't know if they had planned to do that, but I have 450 yards of worsted, beautiful yarn. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. It's called URU yarn, and it's electric is the type of yarn that it is. But knowing Knitcrate, I think they've gone out of business. They don't have any more yarn. I don't think they have any more. So this would have to suffice making something out of this particular yarn. I love it. It's beautiful. I love their yarns, and I'm very sad that they went out of business, but sometimes that happens. So those are the 2 Knitcrate crates that I just received, and that will be the end of Knitcrate. There won't be any more. And you know what? I was thinking the other day, I love Knitcrate and all that, but every month I was spending quite a bit on the one box, and then every quarter there was the one box, and then there was also the Malabrigo box, which ran the bill up to $70 or $80 that month, and it just seemed like a lot, but I wasn't going to complain. I didn't quit the company, so I feel good about that, even though they went out of business. I hate it for them, but goodbye Knitcrate, and I really loved it while you were here, but I have a ton of yarn from Knitcrate that I haven't ever made up, so maybe this year I can make a point of making up some of my Knitcrate yarn, and that'll be a nice thing. I won't have to buy any more luxury yarn. I've got plenty over there, all different sizes, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Now, quickly, Happy Mail. I received a Merry Christmas card. Thank you so much, Tia. And Tia is from Ohio, Tia. And I received something else in the mail from her, actually, too. This is a thank you note for the yarn that she won. And she said she really loves it. Looking forward to my channel every week. And thank you, Tia, for sending those really nice notes. I appreciate that. I always keep those, and I want to show those on my videos. And I guess that's all the mail that I received, except for the Knitcrate boxes, and that was real exciting to get those in the mail. They weren't crates, they were bags, but whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay, what I'm wearing today, I'm wearing my shadow vest in Tweed Delight by Hobie. Tweed Delight by Hobie. It's 85 wool, 10 acrylic, and 5 viscose. And this is a beautiful yarn. I really like it. It's warm. It's been about 30 degrees outside, and I've been wearing this all day over just a black knit turtleneck and some black jeans. And I'm going to stand up and show this to you. This is the shadow vest, and here's the pattern. I'll put a link to all these things down in the description box. I have since taken a better shot of this with the white blouse, and that's on my Etsy shop. You can see it there, but this is and I changed the pattern, so you'll have a picture of the white shirt, the collared shirt under this beautiful vest. I made the vest, the original vest, this one that's on the pattern, I made that one from Mary Maxim, Maximum Value. I like that. I have actually ordered some black in that, and I'm going to show you a whip later that I'm going to use it on, so I'm really excited about that. I think I had a discount on shipping, and or I might have gotten a free project bag from them. It's a little, just a cloth project bag for free if I ordered something, 30% off, I don't know. But anyway, I was getting a pretty good deal on both of those items. So I went ahead and ordered the black Maximum Value, and I'm going to use that on a whip, and I'll show you again. I'll show you that later. But let's stand up and look at the shadow vest done in the Hobie Tweed Delight yarn. This is what the Tweed Delight yarn looks like, made in my shadow vest pattern. And again, very easy pattern to make. Doesn't take long to make this because obviously there are no sleeves in it. There's no collar on it. There's a little bit of ribbing at the bottom, and I think that's a nice finish for a vest. I think it's good to have a ribbing around there. I didn't really put any ribbing around here. I used a shell edging here and also around the neck. So it's a combination of finishes, but I like the way it looks. I really enjoy trying new things with my patterns. You can do the same thing. You could add ribbing where I show you to, or maybe not, put it somewhere else. It's very easy to add ribbing to your pattern. There are no stitch counts. You don't have to worry about keeping up with my stitch counts. It's everything geared to your measurements, so the patterns will fit you. A lot of people write me, will this fit a 4X? Will this fit an extra small? Yes, it will. I usually make my prototypes in a medium, maybe a small medium, depends on how much weight I'm carrying at the time. Different times of the year I carry different sizes. I gain and lose up to 10 pounds during the year at some point, and so I make most of my clothes where I can actually wear them all year round if I want to. They're not too small. Now I did make this in the Maximum Value Mary Maxim, and this is the dark charcoal color. I had this on last week in one of my videos recently. I like the way it looks. It's very, very soft. I added a little bit more ribbing along the bottom than I did on this particular one. This is a short ribbing, and this is a little bit longer ribbing. I also made this vest very small. I made it without any ease at all. This green one, I added about 2 inches of ease around the bottom, around the sides, obviously all the way up. And I like the way it fits. It doesn't cling too much, but then this one's a little bit shorter too. And I think I showed you this last week. This vest, this gray vest, is this camera. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. Everything's right is left and left is right, but it's about an inch or two longer than the original prototype that I made. So this didn't take much yarn at all, but it is very short, and it's just below the waist, and there's no ease in it, so it took very little yarn to make. In fact, I might use one of my Malabrigos to make one of these. I'm sure I'd have plenty of yarn to make one. But anyway, this is a shadow vest. I'll put links in the description box of all the things I talk about, except for the Knitcrate yarn. They're not around anymore, so I can't really do that. But I'll try to put a link for all the different yarns that I talk about down in the description box. Okay, a little announcement. I was contacted by Hobie Yarns, and they want me to do a challenge coming up in the next month or so. Mid-January, I think, is when we announce it. And I used my color wheel. They offered to send me some yarn to do a project, and that's what I'm doing. And I went to the color wheel, and I decided to use my color wheel to pick out some colors. They want you to use 4 colors. And I'm not going to talk about the promotion yet. I just want to tell you that I had to purchase 4 colors, and I took them off of this color wheel right here, and I think I even added that chartreuse in there. I can't remember what I ended up with, but I did use my color wheel for that, so it should be quite beautiful when I finish it. I am real excited about it. I'm going to use a combination of Friends Wool, which is a new line of wool for them. Really excited about it because all the different types of yarn that are Friends Wool are color coordinated. So if you buy a purple number 70 in this worsted weight, then you can buy the same color in the silk mohair. And so that's what I did. I'm going to make something with silk mohair and wool. So stay tuned for that. Maybe my next video I'll have the yarn. I don't know. I think it's been sent already. And before that, it's a little story, but before that, I got the notice about the challenge, and so I just bought the yarn, not knowing that they were going to provide the yarn. So I bought 4 colors of yarn to make something with, and then I changed my mind a little bit about buying these other colors. So I'll have to do something with the colors that I bought, and we'll see what happens with that. It'll probably be a winter sweater, would be my guess. It'll be a winter sweater, and I have some silk mohair. Actually, it's not mohair. It's FOMO, which is what Lime Brand used to have. I don't think they carry it anymore, but it's a mohair that's made from acrylic, and I might use that. It just depends on what yarn I'm going to pair it with. And then I also have some regular mohair in black. I believe I have black mohair, and it was just bought on a skein, but it is partially wool and partially silk, so it should do just fine with that yarn that I purchased from Hobie. But that's one thing that I'm doing that's coming up. Another project I'm working on, you've probably heard about this, is that Moroccan Tiles Afghan with Annie's, and it's a collaboration with Annie's to do 10 videos for one for each kit that comes in. And every month I'll receive a kit, I'll work on the crochet part of the Afghan, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. And that will be coming up next month whenever I get my next kit. But I have the first video already in the playlist, so if you haven't seen it, be sure to go back and watch it. About half of you watched that video that usually watch my regular videos, so be sure to look at it. It's fun. It's not long drawn out. It's only 12 minutes, I think, but it gives you a quick idea of what it's like to get a kit Afghan going. This is the first kit, so the link will be down in the description box if you're interested in crocheting along with me, either that Afghan or any other Afghan, and you can send me pictures on my email and I'll put them on the videos. So I'm really excited about that. I have already received a couple of pictures from ladies who are working on this particular Afghan, and another one that's working on a different kind of Afghan. So, you know, we're all just crocheting along together, and by next fall we will have an Afghan to put on our sofa. So that's real exciting. Or you can give it to your daughter or your son or somebody like that is crochet worthy, and it'll go a long way to help them know the love that you have for them, because every stitch that you put into a sweater, a scarf, a cowl, an Afghan, a dishcloth, anything like that, every stitch that you create with that yarn to make something like this, just straight yarn, turn into something like this that's usable, that fits you. Oh, it's just so exciting to see yarn, and I just picture what that's going to look like in a sweater, a vest, a cowl, or something like that. So if you make an Afghan for your little ones, for grandchildren or for children, then all of your love goes into that Afghan, and they can feel it when they put the Afghan around them. I really believe that. They can feel the love that you put into that Afghan. So it's a fun thing to do. I'm excited about this Afghan, and I think I'll be able to finish it, unlike some others that I have kind of left by the wayside because there was so much pressure to finish them. I just said, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm so stubborn. My mother always told me I was stubborn. Okay, so my next project I'm working on is, if you remember a few videos ago, I talked about this, and this is a box called, it says Merry and Bright. It's kind of hard to see that, but I'm putting all of my, I actually put in my Crafthouse Magic Advent calendar, and the Advent calendar has, I think it is 12 little skeins of yarn, and this is her card that came in the package. Crafthouse Magic, there it is, and she does beautiful freeform machine stitching too, which I think is so beautiful. But I wanted to show you this. Each one of these comes in a little bag like this, and there's number 3 for the 3rd day. Now I've opened some of them. I'm not going to worry about each day opening one and doing a video. I'm not going to do that, but I have opened 3 of these, and I wanted to show you what they look like, what I'm going to do with these, and I'm actually going to do something with these. They're not just going to sit in the box. I've decided that I want to make something out of them. So I've decided to make a throw, and this throw is my own thing. It's my own pattern. It's a granny square pattern, but it has some specialty petals around this. It has a flower in the middle. Just put it that way. There's a flower in the middle. Okay, and then the rest of it is just granny stuff. Granny, 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 granny. And I have 6 or 7 rows here, rounds. And each one of these is made from one skein that came from my Advent calendar. So I used up all the yarn except for just a couple of yards on most of these, or one of these. Let's see, I made this one. This is really pretty. This is kind of a lavender and white combination. This is in the yarn. I didn't add these colors or anything. I just made it right off the skein, and then I made this one last night, and it's just so beautiful. Look at that. I really love that. And they're big, you know, they're 6 by 6. These are 6 by 6. So Mr. On the Hook and I tried to figure out how many of these, if we had 12 of these, how big the throw would be. So what I'm going to do is purchase, or try to find some in my stash, some yarn to connect these together and to actually put a border in between them, maybe 2 inches or something like that, maybe 2 inches on this side and around the bottom, and then around the whole thing I can just put more until I get tired. I'll have a throw, and they're pretty pastel colors. It's more like for spring, and maybe throw it over a brown chair or something like that. But I'm excited because you can make one of these and be done with it in about, I don't know, it took me about 30 minutes to make this, and I'm sure my time will get shorter once I'm really fast at doing that center flower. The center flower is, it's done with puff stitches, and I like puff stitches. I think they're pretty. I wouldn't want the whole thing to be puff stitches. So I did a couple of these from my crochet calendar that came in a couple of years ago, and this is one. This is so beautiful. It is just so beautiful, and all these are huge puff stitches right there. There's a row there, a row there, a row there. So there's a lot of yarn being used here, and then there's more yarn being used around the edges that are, it's all cotton yarn that I use. This is Lion Brand 24/7 yarn, and a beautiful, beautiful square. But I couldn't make a square this involved with one skein of the Advent calendar, so I couldn't really go with something like this. Here's another example of one. Now I could have done this, but this is really prettier with 2 colors rather than just one. But it has 6 or 7 rounds here, and I like these lines here. I do like the lines, and I could have done that on mine, but I didn't start doing that, and so I don't want to go back and redo these, and I don't want to make the others different. So they just look like this. It's just going to be very sweet, and I'll probably use white or cream as my border color, because this is also cream, in this cream and lavender, and then the pink of course would be fine, and then all the other colors I'm sure are pastels, so they'll go with these colors. And this is nice and squishy. It's actually merino wool and a little bit of nylon in there too, so it makes it very, very soft. Perfect for an Afghan. So it's not an Afghan, it's a throw. It's just a throw. It's small. It's going to be small. But I wanted to show you that because that's sort of a little bit of a project that I'm working on. Just as I'm sitting in my chair, if I get tired of working on my big whips, then I can get one of those and put it together for my throw. Earlier I talked about my whips, and I'm working on this. This is a bomber jacket. I talked about this, may have been the last video. When I refer to the last video, I don't mean the Afghan video, but the one before that. It said Sleeve Island on it, which is still indicative of what's going on around here. But this is my bomber jacket, and I'm finished with the fronts and the back. And all I have to do now are the sleeves, and then I will put the ribbing on. And the ribbing is going to be black, and that's why I ordered the Mary maximum value yarn to use as the ribbing. And I'm going to add a border. I'm not sure if it'll be ribbing around this edge, but it'll be the front edge, and of course the bottom will have a pretty substantial ribbing around the bottom. And then of course at the sleeve cuff there will be ribbing as well. So I only ordered one skein. One skein is huge. It will easily do that bit of ribbing, but I'm going to contrast this with black. See, look against my knit top here. You can see what it looks like with black next to it. It's going to be very pretty. I'm excited about this one. But this is made with Hue and Me yarn from Lion Brand. This is a size 5 bulky. It's a bulky yarn, and it crochets up so fast you just can't even believe it. Well, you can if you've ever used bulky yarn. You know how fast it crochets. And I was using a K hook though, because I wanted it to be somewhat dense. I wanted it to be warm, but a K hook seemed to work just perfect on that. Look at the stitches there. Those are really pretty. There is some definition here. You can see the stitches in it, and I just like the look of it. I do. I like the look of that. So I'm excited about finishing that. That shouldn't be too long, because if I get the sleeves in it before the maximum yarn gets here, then I can put the ribbing right on it. Now, the Mary Maxim yarn is a size 4, and I'm doing that on purpose because I want the ribbing to be not as bulky as the jacket. I want it to be less bulky, so I'm using a worsted weight yarn, and we'll see how that works. Last video, I talked about my Easy Lacy Cowl, and I sent the pattern out to those in my email list, the people in the community, in the On the Hook community, and I thought that I would get more feedback. I did get a lot of feedback actually, and only had 2 people who had trouble putting the cowl together. So I'm making the cowl again out of some Knitcrate yarn. There it is again. So this is a different one, but this is the Knitcrate yarn, and it's a DK weight, but it just seems so fat for DK. But I'm making it with the J hook, and this is what it looks like. This is the Easy Lacy Cowl, and I have about 12 inches done on this, and it's a fun cowl to make because it's just made in a long strip, and there's no decreasing or increasing along making something a V shape or anything. It's not like that. It's just very, very simple, and it's made on a long rectangle, and then you fold it, sew it, and you're done. And I just really love the cowl. That's why I'm making another one, and I might try to figure out how to put buttons on it instead of sewing it together. So I think that's all that I have. I know I have 2 sweater whips on the hook. One is a white made with the latte cakes. I haven't made any progress on that. And the other one is the Plum Colors by Premier, and that's another sweater. Both sweaters are the multicolor Cardi, and they're very easy to make. They're not difficult. They're made from the bottom up, which is making me feel really good about my patterns. I love the bottom up format because it allows you to fit all the way from the underarm to the bottom without working your way down. You're working your way up, so you start at the right number here at the hip, and then you might decrease a little bit or might not. I don't think I rarely ever decrease on the sides of my sweaters, very rarely. I might do a little bit right here, and then of course I do some right here, and that helps it to be fit your body a little bit better. But I'm not big into the, stitch 3, decrease 2, and you must have 20 stitches on your hook or this or that. I don't do any of that. My patterns are really very simple actually. They're really for beginners and advanced beginners. An intermediate can whip these out in no time, and they're really a lot of fun to do. A lot of the key is finding the right yarn to use and the softest the nicest yarn that you can use and get away with it, you know, if you can afford it, or use a big box yarn. They're very acceptable. They're very affordable, especially if you're making something the first time and you just want to see how it looks on you. And if you want to make it again, you can make something out of you can make it out of a luxury yarn, a very nice yarn. So I just wanted to give you those updates. Now here's a diamond painting update real quick on my Angel Playing a Flageolet. Here is a quick look at the progress I've made on my Angel Playing a Flageolet diamond painting. Some of you have asked what this is. This is a diamond painting where it's just like a tiny mosaic. It's based on mosaic work, and I love it because it is doable for anybody. Anybody can do this, I promise you. Now this is a little more of an advanced canvas, no kidding. I've done several of these now that are really large, but you can get smaller ones to get started on to kind of get the hang of what you're doing, and it's a lot of fun. They sell these everywhere. Mary Maxim, Joann's has some hanging in their stores. Michael's has those. They're lots of fun. You just pick up a small one that you really, really like, and there are all kinds of different types of diamond paintings. There's you know, dragons and religious. There's you know, little girly things. I mean, they're all different kinds of categories of diamond paintings, and this is my favorite one, of course, because it's religious, and I really love angels, and I think this is a beautiful rendition of an angel with a look at these huge wings that are just curled up over his head. I just love that. I think that's beautiful. And the colors that they've used in here are just striking. Now I'm going to get down close and let you look at what I've done. I used to be right here. I think the last time I filmed I was here. And I've moved all the way over to this side when I'm finished my painting here. And I've started over here. So let's take a look at what I've done. I'm over here on the edge, and I'm now working on the wings. There are some of them right there. Beautiful blues mixed in here, and then his robe picks up the blue right here. I think this is going to be blue too, but I'm not sure. It might be this color, kind of a purplish gray. And then the front of the robe is done in a kind of a rose color and a deeper pink. This is the front right here. I'm not sure how far that will go. It depends on the symbols that are on here. And you can see them. They're very, 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 very small. Very small. So it takes a long time to work through this. Now there's some color blocking there where I can place more than one drill at a time. So that makes it a lot faster. But where I was over here on this side, this was unbelievable. I mean, it's like every other block was a different color. And so it took a long, long time to get through this particular patch. But now that I'm working over here, I'm trying not to go too fast because you get dizzy. This is the left side of where I'm working now. I did all of this last night because there's some color blocking in there. I'll let you take a look at that. And then now tonight I'll probably try to finish this little piece right in here, and then I'll start working on the border right here. And that's some color blocking in there too. You can see that there are several of the same symbol together, and that is color blocking, where you can place 2 to 4 to 7 or 8 drills at one time, so you don't have to be so precise, so slow in putting each one in there. Now this was quite a bit of they call it confetti, where you use a lot of different colors in one small area right here. But other than that, it's been a lot of fun to do, and I'm so looking forward to finishing this. Again, this is the Angel Playing Flageolet, which is a flute, and there it is right there. I've started working on that. I finished his hands, and they're just gorgeous the way they're shaded. I did a little piece last video, not the Afghan video, but the one before that, called Sleeve Island. And if you want to check back there, I did take a look at where I was at that point. So again, this is my progress on my diamond painting. I hope you enjoy these little updates. I hope you like those updates. I try not to make them very long, but I do have a lot of interest in diamond painting. The people who write to me say, I diamond paint and I crochet. I think, oh, that's perfect for this channel. Just perfect for this channel. If you haven't tried diamond painting, you should at least try it, because they're so much fun. And you can progress up to the point where I am, and it only took me a year to get here, honestly, but I'm using a little bit more advanced canvases now with more colors, but that's the only difference. The difference is square drills or round drills. I started out with round. I made so many paintings with round drills, and then I decided to go square, and square drills fit a little closer together, and they just have a different look about the painting altogether. My big William Beaugereau painting, and I'll put a picture of it on one side or the other here, of Madonna of the Lilies, so gorgeous, huge, and it was 300, and I believe I counted 330,000 drills on this huge painting, but it was done in round drills. It wasn't done in squares. So I have kind of progressed to the squares. Apparently the squares are more difficult, and I do know you have to turn it a certain way to get it on there. You don't just pop it onto the canvas. You have to turn it to where it is perfectly lined up and then hit it onto the canvas. And so it's a little bit different, but not that much. You know, I made a beautiful painting out of round drills, and lots of others in my house as well. So I'm going to pick up my Starry Night Santa tomorrow, and I'll be really excited about that from the framers, and I'll get that up over my mantle, and then I'll take y'all on a little tour. I know I've been promising that, but I will try to do that. We'll take a tour of some of the paintings that I have in my home, and they're diamond paintings. They're really beautiful, and it's a good way to have beautiful art in your home done in a mosaic type of a process. It's not painted on with a brush. It is placed individually with these tiny little drills on there. It's like mosaics, only it's done with very tiny pieces of resin, not glass. They're resin. So I just found it to be fascinating craft, and now you can buy them at Joann's, and you can order them online or whatever strikes your fancy. You can even send a photograph, email a photograph to these folks, and they will create a canvas with your dog or with your family or whatever the photo is. I think that would be so cool. I've not done that yet, but I think that would be a lot of fun to do one in diamond painting of the family. I think that would just be hilarious. But anyway, I wanted to let you see what I was doing with my diamond painting and a little bit about it. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to give it up. I have several diamond paintings that I haven't done yet, and they're sitting over there in my floor, and I want to work through everything that I have. If I want to order another one, I will wait till then. I'm not going to do it now. I get emails all the time from diamond painting companies that I'm really not going to add to my collection yet. I want to finish the diamond paintings that I have, because I've been very careful to frame every single one that I've done, ever from the first one to the last one. I've framed them all, and I've spent the money on it because I spent so much time on these diamond paintings. And thank you for the Hours Tracker app. It's a free app on iPhone. I don't know about Android, but it is a free app called Hours Tracker, and you can keep track of your projects there. If you're crocheting something, I'm keeping track of my Afghan time. I already have 6 hours in on the centerpiece, and then I'll move on from there. But I'm going to keep my time and find out exactly how many hours it takes me to create this beautiful Afghan. And I've also, all my diamond paintings pretty much are on the Hours Tracker. And I bought I'm not sponsored or anything, but I did buy the paid version of the Hours Tracker. It was $2.99 one time, and that way you can add on all the jobs that you want, all the projects that you want. I think you're limited to 2 or 3. If you are using the free version, that's the only difference that I could see. And I wanted to leave my projects on there. I wanted to go back and refer to them. I have probably 9 or 10 on there now that I've kept my time on. So when you sit down to do your diamond painting or your crochet, you click the app and you hit clock in now, and it clocks you in. And then when you finish, you just clock out by hitting the app. It's very simple, very, very simple. To keep your time. So that's what I'm using to see how long I'm working on some of my projects. So I'll let you know how that turns out. My angel already has 85 hours on it, and I have a ways to go yet. So I have about another 10 inches to go on the painting. So it'll take me, I don't know, 150 hours maybe. I'm guessing there. It was about 150 hours on my William Beaugereau, my huge painting, but A lot of that was color blocking. A lot of it on her robe and all that was all color blocked. And so it went very quickly. Now on to the giveaway portion of my program. So I had a couple of Frogger finish, and this one is done in the Comfy Cotton Blend yarn by Lion Brand, and this colorway is called Cool Night, and that's what it looks like. It has black and kind of a peachy color, dark charcoal, light gray, and looks like cream. Just several colors in there, really pretty. And I started a project in that, and you can frog or finish it. So you get this, and you get the yarn that was left over and the frog or finish piece of it. So I'm going to send that off to somebody who wins this particular frog or finish. So that's one. That's the giveaway winner number 1. Giveaway winner number 2. And I'm sorry about the crinkly, but this is done with Comfy Cotton Blend again, and this is the colorway Driftwood. I've made a couple things out of this. I think they're in my closet in there, but I've made a couple of items out of this. It's really pretty. It has some blue and brown in it, and those are good colors together. I really like those colors. And this is what the Frogger finish looks like. I think it's just a ribbed front of a sweater, and you can do whatever you want to with it. There's another big ball of yarn here, and then if you frog the rest of it out, you'll have probably, I'm thinking, 3 cakes of Comfy Cotton. I can't swear to it, but I think that's what it is. I think it's 3 cakes. So that would be Frogger finish number 2. And both of those use the same comment word, or the keyword in the comment, so that would be the word frog. So if you use the word frog, you have a choice of one of those. If you win one, it might be one or the other. So again, those are the first 2 gifts that I'm giving away. The keyword was cotton. So you'll win either this one, which is the Silver Mist, or the whipped cream. These are both unused, beautiful Comfy Cotton colors. But these will go to 2 different people who use the word cotton in their comment. And then Woolies, I have a Woolies in green. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I really like this. This was, the keyword was wool, and so if you use that word, you will be in the running for that. Just that one skein. You can try it out. Not everybody's used Woolies, but Woolies is a nice brand. It's been around a long time, and Lion Brand carries Woolies this, and they also carry Woolies Thick and Quick, which brings me to my last Frogger finish. Well, this is Woolies Thick and Quick, and there are 6 skeins of this. You can finish it or frog it, whatever. It's a little bit of a knit sweater that I started, and I really couldn't stand it, so I just stopped. So this is 6 skeins of Woolies Thick and Quick in the Hudson Bay colorway. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins all of these gifts. Here we are at the computer, and we are looking to give away one of the Frogger finish items, and there's the word frog from the comment section. Let's find out how many people were leaving a frog in their comment. Would be 202. All right, let's scroll over here and find out who wins the first Frogger finish project, and that would be Crochet and Knitting Addiction with Sherry. Crochet and Knitting Addiction with Sherry. Sherry, you have won the first Frogger finish gift. And so let's go back over here. We're using the same word frog, and we're going to have to answer this one more time. This is 8, and get YouTube comments 202. All right, so let's go over here and find out who wins the second Frogger finish project, and that would be Sylvia Maxwell. Sylvia Maxwell, you have won the second Frogger finish project. So congratulations to both of you. You're going to get to finish the frog or finish, or you can do whatever you want to with it. All right, so now our third gift is a cake of Comfy Cotton, and that would be, let me answer the question here. That would be 6. Who put the word cotton in their comment? And that would be 208 people. So you use the word cotton. All right, let's start and find out who wins the first comfy cotton cake, and that would be the whipped cream color, and that would be Rhonda Hoskins. Rhonda Hoskins, you have won the comfy cotton in the whipped cream color, so congratulations. All right, let's find out who wins the second comfy cotton cake. This is the gray colored comfy cotton, and that would be Janice Baez. Janice Baez, you have won the comfy cotton yarn, so congratulations. This person would be Arlene Star UC. Arlene Star UC, you have won the Woolies wool in the green color. Beautiful green color. Love that green. All right, let's go back up here. We're going to change this from wool to quick. And this person will win 6 skeins of Woolies Thick and Quick in the colorway Hudson Bay. So there we go. And there were a lot of people wanted that. 200 more people wanted that. So let's find out who wins the Hudson Bay Thick and Quick wool from Lion Brand. And that would be Sherry Morley. Sherry Morley, you have won the Thick and Quick wool from Lion Brand in the Hudson Bay colorway. Love that colorway. Sherry, congratulations. Congratulations to all our winners. So exciting. I'm getting rid of all that wool and yarn, and y'all are going to take it, and I hope somebody will do something beautiful with that yarn that I'm sending out. So there's lots of comfy cotton there and some Woolies wool, Thick and Quick wool from Lion Brand. So there are plenty of things to choose from. If you didn't win, try again next week. I give away something every week, and I just want to make y'all happy and have a good time, especially at the end of my videos. I want to tell you what we're doing for our next giveaway next week. I have 2, count them, 2 magazines, and I want to show you a couple things in each one. I love this magazine. I wish I was a cross stitcher, but I'm not. I love what's on the front here. It's called Icy River, and this is what it looks like inside. This is a close-up. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. I just love the way they did that. I'm not an artist per se, and I just really love cross stitch because there's a lot of possibility with cross stitch. There's a lot of beautiful things you can do with cross stitch. I love cross stitch, but I don't have the time right now to do it. Here's another one called Red Work Valentine, and let me get that right up there where you can see it. This is coming up on Valentine's Day in February, and I guess you have to start now to get ready. And I'm totally there. It would take me way longer than till February, but anyway, this is one that says, with love to you, and a little child's bookmark. Is that cute or what? Oh, that's just so cute. I love the artistry there. It's so sweet. It just doesn't get any sweeter than that. So that's a child's book marker, and there are lots of other beautiful things in here as well. But this is the Just Cross Stitch, just came out. This is the February of 2023 edition, and it's beautiful. There's some beautiful projects in here, and that will go to a winner next week who uses the word cross in their comment. So use the word cross in your comment, and you'll be in the running for this magazine. I'll send it right out to you. Now, this magazine is the Crochet World for February of 2023. February of 2023. Love this magazine. Always have loved it. This is one of my favorites. This is the Arrowwood scarf. Let me get it over here where you can see it. This is a Tunisian scarf. It looks like something you could actually do. I don't know that, but I would hope so. This is considered out of 6, it's a 3, and that's considered easy. So I'm not sure about that, but if they say it's easy, I'm for it. I'm good with that. Another one I wanted to show you is the Sunbeams and Shadows throw. This, look at that. That is so gorgeous, and it doesn't look terribly difficult. I'm looking at the instructions here. It says intermediate 4, so it's a little bit more involved than the Tunisian scarf I just showed you, but I do love that. I love the look of that. I think that's just beautiful, just beautiful. Now, one of our sister YouTubers is in this magazine, Pamela Burton, who is the crochet host or the yarn host of Pamela's Adoring Crochet, and I'll put her link down in the description box. She is a famous girl now. She is in this magazine, and this is Pamela's berry scarf. Very beautiful, just gorgeous. And I want to show you the full picture of it. They highlight it on the index page, and they also have it back here where you can, it's got a two-page spread, and I'm not going to show the pattern because it's a paid-for pattern, but there's a picture of her berry scarf. I want to get it up there where you can actually see it. Isn't that gorgeous? I need to look up the yarn that she used. I believe I saw on her show this morning, might have been yesterday, I think it's this morning, she used Premier Color Fusion DK, and the colorway, she used the colorway number 15 Vintage for this particular wrap, and boy, is that gorgeous. And the instructions are very easy. It's a number 3, so it's doable for any of y'all out there. You could pick this up and you could use that pattern to make you a beautiful scarf. I love it. I think it's just gorgeous. And Pamela, congratulations for making it to the magazine. I'm in awe of all that you do. I think you do a great job, and your subscriber base is very strong. You have, I think, 23,000 subscribers, so you are all over it. And amigurumi and doll clothes, scarves, sweaters, everything. You are all over the place. I admire you. I think that's awesome to be in Crochet World. That's just a real honor to be in that magazine. I know Glenda Winkleman has been in here a few times, and I can't believe it when I see her name. I'm just so excited for her, and that's just great. So Pamela, again, congratulations for having a pattern in Crochet World, and in honor of that, we are giving away this magazine this week, and in my next video, I will pick a winner. This is February of 2023. If you don't have it, you might go buy it. And if you happen to win mine, then you can just give it away to a crochet friend. But there again, get out there and buy one of these. I think they have them at Joann's. Pretty sure they do. Or write an email to the magazine and tell them how much you love Pamela's scarf. The instructions are very small. I looked at the instructions on here. And let me just show you. Well, I can't show you, but they're very simple. They're very simple, and I don't know why it's a number 3 easy. It should be a 2, but I think because the stitches are specialty, and there's a block stitch and a V stitch involved here, so they are combined very beautifully by Pamela. And I appreciate again the artistic work you did to get that beautiful pattern in this magazine. I'm just really impressed. Crochet World, which is a international beautiful magazine, still in print. Love this paper. It's just gorgeous. I really love crochet magazines. Y'all know I do. So anyway, those are the 2 magazines we're giving away next week. And for this one, if you are interested in this, use the word world, W-O. No, let's use the word Pam, P-A-M. That's for Pam Burton, and she's the one with the beautiful pattern in here. So don't use the word world, use the word Pam, P-A-M, and you'll be in the running for the new Crochet World magazine, hot off the press. I just got this in the mail. It just came, and it's 3 months early. So they get way ahead of everything, and I guess by the time you make something, it's the right season when you get it finished. So there you go. That's why they do it. So thank you for watching today. I hope you'll like this video. It helps me so much. You just click that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because then you'll know when I send out these videos and also videos about my projects that are going on, especially my Afghan project, which again, the link is down in the description for a 50% discount on your first kit if you decide to crochet along with me. And there's plenty of time to sign up. There are lots of people who are doing it. If you can believe that, I'm just so excited. There are people that are going to crochet along with me, and we're going to send each other pictures, or you're going to send me pictures through your email, and I'll show the pictures on my videos. So Facebook is not involved with this. only email. And my email address is down in the description as well. All of the links that I use in my videos are in the description box. So be sure you check that. Sometimes you'll email me and ask me where things are, and they're in the description box down below. If you're missing out on that, you're missing half of the video that I do, because I do a lot of work in putting links down there to patterns and yarn and everything else. If I have them, I will put them down in the description box. So I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful Hanukkah, a wonderful Kwanzaa, a wonderful whatever else you're celebrating this week. And then next week, a prosperous new year for each one of you, and a healthy new year as well. So join me next time to find out what's on the hook.